Hello, how are you? My name is Miss Leslie, and today we're going to make a clay little horse, but more importantly, I'm going to show you how to make really easy roses. So let's get started. I have my dough all lined up. I've got some purple, some fuchsia, some white, some green, and some red. And I've got this brown, but I made this brown from a darker brown, a lemon yellow, and an orange yellow, and I kneaded it all together to get it into this nice shape. Now what I'm going to do first is I'm going to roll it into a log, and I'm going to form the head of my horse. So I'm going to kind of square off the end, but it's a little bit cone shaped. And then I'm going to cut some off because I want to use some of this for the ears. So I'm going to put that like that, and then I'm going to make his ears by making a little triangle. Well, wait, not a triangle. I'm going to make a diamond shape, and I'm going to cut it into a triangle. And I'm going to cut off a little bit of white and put that in the middle. I'm going to make a little triangle with this white. Oh, I said it again. I'm going to make a diamond. For these ears, we're just going to cut them right down the middle, and then we'll be able to put them on our horse. And you can smooth them on. And this little knife I just got from the dollar store or the 99-cent store. Can't remember which, but it came in a set of 4, and I really like this for clay work because it not only cuts, but the back of it is really good for smoothing. So it's like a nice, easy smoothing tool. You can smooth that. But before we go any further on our horse, I promised you some really easy clay roses. And I just did this yesterday, and they are so cute. I just have to share them with you. So we'll put him over here. We're going to take our little marble size of pink, and we're going to divide it into 3. And then each one of these we are going to make into a little rope. And we can make it maybe, I don't know, at least a couple inches long. And then the ends we want to be thinner. So that looks like maybe like 3 inches. We're going to fold it in half, and then we're going to twist it. And then we're going to roll it up like it's a snail. We're going to start with the small end. We're just going to roll it up, and look at what is happening. Isn't that beautiful? That is so pretty. So we're going to do 3 of these. And then we're going to do leaves on them. And I'll let you decide how many leaves that you want to do on, like at least 1. I think roses always look better with at least 1 little leaf. But if you want, you can add, up to 3 for sure. So there we go. And just getting different sizes. And this is my sketch right here for my little horse, or you can make it into a unicorn, depending on what you would like. And when you're done with it, I just have down here bake 275 for 30 minutes. Because it's a little bit of a thicker one, so you do want to get the full 30 minutes in. Sometimes with smaller stuff, 20 minutes is okay. there we go. We've got our 3 little roses. Now I'm going to cut off and going to make 2 leaves at a time. I'm going to do the same thing as I did for the ears. I'm going to make it into a diamond shape, and then I'm going to do some marks on it so that it has the little leaf veins, and then cut it in half and put it, I'm going to put 2 of these cute little leaves with each of my roses. There you go. I gotta be careful not to squish it too much because I really like all the depth there. So you can just keep carving away at your green. And this is a green like that is kind of repurposed. So it's got some other colors in there, but that will just make it a nicer shade of green. So I'm gonna make another little triangle. And we'll just do this for each rose. I'm gonna do 2 leaves for each of the roses. And let's see if I can get these on without disturbing too much of the detail. That looks so cute. And you can just get it smoothed on. And if it does come apart, you can always instant glue it back together. Get this one going. So this is my most favorite discovery. I just love it. It's so easy and it's so beautiful. And you could make like a garden with it, do any kind of anything that needs a flower with it. And actually lately I've been putting rose petals in like a kind of like a drink, like an herbal drink. So I pick the rose petals and I blend them with water in the blender, and then I strain them, and then I add sugar to taste, and it's usually like for 8 cups, like, you know, a pitcher of whatever drink you're gonna serve. You can do like a half a cup of sugar and then ice and fill it up to the top with water, and it's delicious for dinner. So look at there, we've got our little roses. They're so cute. Okay, now let's get back to our horse. He's got his ears, and I'm just gonna set this aside for to attach well, we can add it on right now. We can layer his tail on top of that. So, but his little legs, I'm actually gonna do in purple. And so I'm gonna take half of this dough right here. And this is like maybe a bigger marble size piece. And I'm gonna cut this into quarters. And I'm gonna make 4 kind of little little cone shapes. And we want the ends to be nice and flat. We're just gonna line them up, and we're gonna just see when we're done which 2 are bigger and which 2 are smaller. And these are the horse's legs. So the smaller ones are going to be his arms, or his front legs. And the bigger ones are going to be his hind legs. So we'll just see how that ends up, because no way of knowing beforehand, but I think these are going to be his front legs and these are going to be his hind legs. And then you're going to take your white and we're going to roll it out, and you can use like any kind of roller that you would like. I just made this from a dowel, but I was thinking, oh, PVC pipe would be good. Anything. So I'm going to peel this off. Got some pretty markings on it, and I'm going to cut it into two strips, really. I'm gonna use this for another part of the horse, and then I'm going to cut each of these in half, and these are going to be his little hooves. So I'm going to wrap it around, and it doesn't have to go all the way around because we're not going to see all of it. I'm going to fold in just the ends so that it looks like a horseshoe shape on the end of each. So I'm going to do this. So on each one, he's going to have like a little horseshoe. And we'll get this and if you have an edge that's a little straighter, that can be for the top of his little shoe. I'm going to cut this a little better. Put this over here, and we're going to use the scraps of the white for the little white spot that goes down a lot of horses' nose. So it's going to be cute. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and put these on right now. So he's kind of sitting like a horse would never really sit like this, but we're just going to pretend like he would. He's going to sit with his legs out and then his arms down like that. And then you can smooth these on so that they stay on while they're baking. Otherwise, we all know what happens. They fall off. So, but if they ever do, you can for sure just, glue it on again with instant glue. Okay, so I'm gonna get him how I just want him, and I think he's looking really, really cute. And then I'm gonna take this white and roll it up, and then I'm gonna roll it out and gonna make a strip. So I'm gonna make it into kind of like a little log first, and then roll it. And what I'm gonna do is put this down the center of his face, and it's gonna overlap a little bit onto his nose, and you can roll this in if you want. Blend it in or smooth it in so it stays put. The top of it doesn't really matter because it's going to be covered by his bangs, and the bottom of it doesn't really matter because it's going to be covered up by his nose. Well, let's make his nose next. We're going to make his nose with dark purple. So we're going to cut off a little bit of that. We're going to make a little rope, maybe, let's say it's like 1.5 inches long. And then we're going to roll up the ends just like two little snails. And there we go. We have the cutest little nose. I'm going to put that on. And then if you don't want to do eyes, that's fine. If you do want to do eyes, take a little bit of the dark purple again, and you can make a little ball and then cut the ball in half, and then each eye can be put on your horse. But if you want to have like the hair covering up his eye, that's pretty cute too. Okay, the other thing we're going to do with the rest of this green is we're going to roll it into a ball, and then we're going to roll it out, and he's going to sit on this. So it can be thin, and just have the side that you like the best showing in the front. All right, look how cute he is. I did his first little tail hair. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to take the rest of our dough and we're just going to cut off little pieces of it, and we're going to roll it, and we're going to use the shorter ones for his mane and his bangs, and then the longer ones for his tail. So just do this and then give it a little curl on the end, and then just you get to be his hairstylist. So my friends that have horses, they said their horses love getting their hair done, tied with ribbons, and putting braids in their hair and putting flowers on their hair. They said the horses really do. They really like it. So I thought that was really nice, because you always wonder, you know, do animals like all that attention or not? And it's nice to hear that they do. Oh, before we use up all our lighter, well, I guess this is like a fuchsia. We're gonna set aside a little bit for a horn. So I'm gonna make the end more like a cone shape. I'm going to set this over here by the roses, and then I'm just going to cut, like sometimes I'll do the purple and sometimes I'll do the fuchsia, and you want to roll it out pretty thin, and then each piece is just twisted. And let's see, I'll put this on the tail as well. I'm gonna curl it the other way, and well, actually it's the same way as that one, and this one I'm gonna do on the tail as well. And then I'm gonna start going up the back of the horse's neck, and I'm gonna put his mane on after I add this in. Go, and just have fun doing these little ropes and twisting them into swirls and curling them into the horse's hair. Like this one I'm going to cut in half, and put this one up on top. He's looking very fancy. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these into some smaller pieces. And then I'll just roll each one. And these are all going to go for the mane. So get them about, let's say, about 3 inches long. And then just make sure on each end they get thinner, because then it makes it really pretty for curling and you're gonna lay it right along the horse's back. There we go. I really like working with clay. It's really fun, and it's fun just to make some cute little shapes. It always helps when we kind of think about, like, what other shape does this look like? Because then it's easier for us to make it for real. So on the back of my horse, actually, I think I'm going to move this fuchsia one that I did for the bang right here. I'm going to move it to the back so he gets a little more color in there. And I'll put another darker purple in there. Kind of divide up the color a little bit better. Have this part of his bang go behind his ear. That was kind of like a shorter piece too. And then the rest of these, we'll just go on the mane. And then once we're done with our mane, then we're gonna put on his horn, because just decided he is gonna be a unicorn. And whoop, he keeps getting fancier and fancier. This is really fun. And then you'll see when we do our final finishing touches with his flowers, how happy he is. And I think I'm gonna add this one to his tail. His tail looks like he could use a little bit more. So I'm gonna make this one a little longer and add this to his back. That one will curl that way, opposite of the other ones. Okay, now for his little flowers. And I don't want to push these on too hard. So if these come off for sure in the oven, then I will just glue them on. There's this horn, and let's see. I'm gonna have him holding his flowers. How about that? Well, I'm gonna hold that one, and let's put this one back where his tail is, because that would be really cute. All right, but I'll let you decide where you want your horse's flowers. And there he is. He's ready to bake. 275 for 30 minutes. All right, have fun, and we'll see you next time. Bye.